Monkeypox is not a new virus. The virus belonging to the pox virus family of viruses was first identified in monkeys way back in 1958, and therefore the name. Over the weekend, Brazil, Spain, and India all recorded the first monkeypox deaths outside of endemic countries in Central and West Africa. Spain recorded 2 deaths, with Brazil and India each recording a single death. So far, in the current outbreak, there have been 10 deaths from the pox virus. 6 deaths have been recorded in Africa, 5 going towards Nigeria and 1 in Ghana. Historically, the West African clade of the monkey virus carries with a low case fatality rate of 1%, and non-endemic countries had thus far avoided fatal cases of the disease. Hello and welcome to the Spotlight on Food and Health Communications, your #1 go-to media source for credible and timely health information. Victor Waber is my name. In today's episode of the Spotlight, we'll be focusing our lights on the monkeypox virus, which has gradually become an endemic, as it were, at this time. More on this, we are now being joined by Dr. Paul Omachi. Dr. Paul Omachi is a senior registrar at the Federal Medical Center, Bida, Niger State. It's such a privilege to have you on the program this beautiful day, Doctor.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me once again.
Yes, we are indeed honored to have you around. Now, so Doctor, with the rise of, the monkeypox, disease, which is gradually becoming, an epidemic, as it were, at this time, what would you have to say about this thing that is now ravishing lives and people are becoming very, very scared on a daily basis?
Well, monkeypox is an illness caused by the monkeypox virus, and it's a viral zoonotic infection, which means that it can spread from animals to humans, and then it can also spread from person to person. Globally, there has been a self-interest which has made the monkeypox virus to have its widespread, as we can see today. There could have been more global attention and steps to address the virus years ago, when monkeypox was spreading through some parts of Africa. Instead, global leaders took a national self-interest approach. And the monkeypox outbreak is a reminder that we need a holistic pandemic prevention, preparedness, and response system. We need global and regional leadership so that we can detect and respond to outbreaks quickly. And we also need to strengthen our health system through repeated training of health workers, digital health innovation, and access to care for all. Now, until we do this, there will be more disease outbreaks, and deadly variants will devastate our already overstretched health system, and that will cause real problems for our economy.
Now, Doctor, with the vaccination against monkeypox on for some time now, in your view, what do you think is the cause of the recent outbreak of, the monkeypox virus across the globe?
Well, in my own view, I think the role that leaders across the globe have played in the past years may account for the recent outbreak of monkeypox. Globally, like I said, there could have been more global attention and steps to address the virus years ago when it was ravaging Africa. But instead, global leaders took a national self-interest approach, and this is the price we are paying now.
Now, Doctor, can you tell us what's the news about it? Why the recent trend over here in Africa? I mean, we are used to the way we as Africans are used to the way our fathers, our mothers in time past have always treated the monkeypox virus, the monkeypox disease, even the smallpox disease. But what's so peculiar about this one? Why the sudden hit like a COVID?
All right, thank you. Well, the monkeypox has been with us. I think the current wave is because of the declaration of the World Health Organization on July 23rd this year, when the World Health Organization declared the situation as a public health emergency of international concern. This is a designation that's meant to mobilize global community to take coordinated measures to control the spread of the disease and to protect community. Now, it's the highest level of alert, and it calls to action in response to an international effort. And so this is why we're having all of the noise about monkeypox, because of the declaration of the World Health Organization.
Yeah. Now, in Africa, particularly in Nigeria, the NCDC came out to say that bushmeat is one primary source, of the disease. So should people steer clear of bushmeat, doctor?
Well, like I said in my opening statement, monkeypox is a viral zoonotic infection, which means that it can spread from animals to humans. Monkeypox can spread to people when they come in physical contact with an infected animal, either alive or dead. So in endemic countries where this animal carries, the virus, any food containing, animal meat or parts of, an animal that's infected to be properly cooked before it is consumed. So to say that people should run away from bushmeat, that would be on the extreme side. I think the message should be that the meat should be properly cooked before consumption.
Now, we understand that, there is no treatment for the monkeypox disease at this time. So what happens when, someone contracts the disease around you? What are some of the things, one can do to help that person and not make the disease go around, not make the disease spread? Since we understand that there is no treatment for the monkeypox virus at this time.
Yeah, well, because the disease is very infectious and can spread from one person to the other very fast. If somebody has the infection around you, at best, you should show love, provide the person with basic needs, ensure you do not stigmatize the person, and then in order not to cause the disease to spread, one should avoid coming in close contact with the person and even, beddings and sleep of the person.
Now, this is still the Spotlight on Food and Health Communications, your number one go-to media source for credible and timely health information. And we're being joined virtually by Dr. Paul Omachi, who's a senior registrar at the Federal Medical Center, Bida, Niger State, West Africa, Nigeria, West Africa. Now, doctor, with the news, talking about the fact that there is no cure for the disease once contracted, does it mean that if a person contracts the disease, they will die?
Well, of recent, the world has recorded some deaths that is alluded to the disease. And that is unfortunate. But usually the natural history of the disease is such that symptoms normally resolve on their own without the need for treatment. In other words, the disease is self-limiting. However, if needed, medications for pain and fever can be given to relieve the symptoms. It's quite unfortunate we're recording some deaths like alluded to the disease.
All right, doctor, is I like to ask, is monkeypox, truly from Africa? We've had, different kind of arguments talking about the origin of the monkeypox virus. Some persons have said that it's from Africa. Some persons have said that it's from, you know, Asia and the likes. But I'd like you to say something that's to clear the air. Is monkeypox truly from Africa?
Well, Africa has been dealing with the outbreaks of monkeypox since the 1970s, although the current concentration of cases in mostly Europe and the Americas. And experts are calling out the hypocrisy that it took an outbreak in Europe and North America to receive international attention. There's also the misinformation that this current outbreak started in Africa and spread from Africa. That's not true. It most likely it started in the United Kingdom in May this year.
Now, doctor, someone is watching now and saying, okay, now we understand what the monkeypox virus is. We know where it's coming from. We understand that it is horrible. It is an endemic at this time. What are the symptoms? What are the signs I should look out for in order to, steer clear from the disease? So, doctor, what are the signs? What are the symptoms one should look out for?
Monkeypox can cause a range of signs and symptoms. Now, while some people have mild symptoms, others may develop severe symptoms that may require, admission into health facilities. The most common symptoms of monkeypox include fever, headache, muscle ache, back pain, low energy, swollen limb, and characteristically the rash that's associated with monkeypox. So these are the symptoms that that are peculiar. Not too peculiar, but these are the symptoms that are associated with monkeypox. I said that the rash is characteristic because it's found all over the body, the face, the palm, the soles, the eyes, mouth, throat, and even the genital region, all over the body.
Now, this is still the spotlight on Food and Health Communications, and we've been talking to Dr. Paul Omachi, who's a senior registrar at the Federal Medical Center, Bida, Niger States, Nigeria, West Africa. We'll go for a very quick break now. When we come back, we'll be winding down on the program this beautiful day. So please stay with me. Welcome back. It's still the program, The Spotlight, and today our light is on the monkeypox virus, and we have been discussing virtually with Dr. Paul, who is readily and very much around with us virtually. Now, doctor, how is the monkeypox virus transmitted?
The spread of monkeypox virus is largely from person to person through close contact with someone who has the monkeypox rash. I've said before that the rash can be found all over the body. It can also be spread from contact with bedding and from the environment where an infectious person is located.
So doctor, you mean to say that the disease is communicable?
Yes, it's communicable. The communicable disease. Yeah. And so it can spread from one person to another.
So you mean if a person gets the disease, the first thing to do is to isolate the person?
Yes, that's the first thing to do, to isolate the person and to avoid close contact with the person because like I said, the disease is very, very infectious and can spread fast from one person to the other. Although asymptomatic infection has been reported, it is not clear whether people without any symptoms can spread the disease or whether it can spread through other body fluids, such as the semen, the vaginal fluid, amniotic fluid, or the breast milk or blood. But research is ongoing to find out more about whether people can spread monkeypox through contact with these fluids.
Yeah, doctor, there is something I need you to clear up. We understand that quite a lot of people are confused when it comes to this. We understand that there is a vaccine for monkeypox, and yet it cannot be treated. And so some persons have come to say that if you get the vaccine before getting the disease, you will be immune to the disease. But if you don't take the vaccine and you contract the disease, there is no cure for it. How do you juxtapose this? People are confused how that there is a vaccine for the disease and yet the disease cannot be cured. How do you juxtapose this, sir?
The vaccine is meant to prevent infection. It's meant to prevent one from, having the infection. It does not cure the disease. So people who are already infected, the disease will take its course. But for people
even if the person goes ahead to get vaccinated?
Well, for now, the vaccine is not for everybody. It's for people who are high risk of, having, the infection. People are taking care of sick people who have monkeypox, or people who have just had contact with, persons who have monkeypox. So the vaccine is limited to such a group of people, or people who are at higher risk, like pregnant women, children, and immunocompromised people who are at risk of getting the disease. So for now, the vaccine is limited to such people. Now, to say that the illness does not have treatment is not correct. Like I said, it will take its course, but other things that are associated with it can be treated. What we are saying is that there's no cure for it. But there's treatment.
Doctor, when you say it will take its course, what do you mean?
What I mean is that from the time of contact with the disease to the expression of the symptoms and resolution of the symptoms, is about 2 to 3 weeks if the person does not die. After about 3 weeks, it's expected that resolution begins and total recovery.
Okay, so how can patients help, the public health response against the monkeypox outbreak? Do patients also have a role to play in curtailing this endemic, as it were, at this time?
Yeah. The first thing is that patients should not allow themselves to be stigmatized, and they can protect others by seeking medical advice and isolating themselves from others until after they've been evaluated and tested for the disease. And if they have a confirmed monkeypox, they should isolate themselves and seek for treatment. Okay, so it's not something that they should shy away from. Like every other disease, once the person comes in contact with it, it should be ready to seek medical advice and seek treatment and isolation.
Now, as we wind down on the program this beautiful day, Doctor, what are your final words to our viewers?
Yeah, well, my final words to us all out there is that we should be careful. A lot of outbreaks out there. Some times ago it was COVID, like monkeypox. We should just be careful to take care of ourselves and our health.
Thank you very much, Dr. Paul Omachi, for coming around on the program this beautiful day. We truly appreciate your presence.
Thank you so much.
All right, and this is where we let down the anchors on the program today. Do remember to like our videos and do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Those videos are out there for your health consumption. Go ahead and watch through them. And if you have contributions, suggestions, whatever it is, do well to reach us in the comment section and we'll do well to reach out to you. Once again, my name is Victor Waber. This has been the Spotlight. So I come your way next time. Keep staying healthy. Bye for now.